Hey man, how you doing?
Okay, what's up?
Not much. How's training going?
I'm mostly retired.
You retired?
Well, I mean, I'm waiting to see if they're gonna offer me the Lima fight. If I get the fight with Lima, I'm fighting again. But I'm not interested in non-title fights for 63 and 63 at almost 42 years old.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be interested in running back with McDonald?
Not non-title, not for 63 and 63. It's just like I end up walking away with less than 20 grand, and I fight once a year. Like it's not worth the time and energy away from my children and
Yeah.
the damage it's doing. So just doesn't make sense anymore unless it's for a title. It's like I'm not interested really, not for that
Yep.
much.
Yeah. Well, I just want to take time out and say it truly is an honor to have you on the show, man. I greatly appreciate
Yeah, good talking to you.
it. So speaking of McDonald, how do you feel about like the judge's decision and everything?
Garbage.
Do
Absolute
you,
garbage. I think the rule set in itself, the majority draw bullshit. I think it's a bullshit thing in itself. If two judges could make up their mind on the winner, and one judge said this guy won, then you go with the one winner.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Isn't there only three judges, or is there four?
Yeah, there's only three
Yeah,
judges.
three. Yeah,
So
like
two of them can't do their job, and they say it's a
yeah,
draw. Then the other judge, like I'm the only one that won the fight on any judge's scorecard. I won the fight. I think the same thing happened with the BJ Penn fight.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
a majority draw, which is horseshit. If one guy gave you the win, then you got the win.
Yeah. So you feel like you should have won?
I think I dominated the fight. I think I won every round bell to bell. I think the fourth round was questionable, maybe a draw, because I did get wobbled once, but it was from an incidental knee off of my takedown attempt. It wasn't anything he purposely did.
Yeah. You fought like the best of the names and all throughout MMA. Who do you feel like has been your toughest opponent?
Yeah, George, obviously.
Yeah. All right. Well, besides George, then.
He's that's probably one of the cool things is that, I think he's easily the pound for pound greatest to have done it. Because of, the level of guys he was fighting at the time also. I don't think you've got that with any of the current type champs.
What about John Jones?
Well, there's already the asterisks behind, him with testing positive. How much of his life and career has been, used with that.
Yeah.
So he's good, but even then, there's an argument of the level of competition that he's facing.
Yeah. Do you feel like USADA is doing a good job of keeping the UFC clean and everything?
No.
No.
The correct organization. There is no reason for an outside third-party organization to do this that's being paid by the promoter. It's garbage. Drug testing needs to be done by the commission or through negotiated terms between the athletes.
Yeah.
The way it is in boxing.
Yeah. Speaking of earlier, we brought up the judges and decisions and stuff. Do you feel like judges' decisions are a big problem throughout MMA right now? Like, do you
Yes,
feel like they're qualified to be even judges?
it's not even the judge's fault. The problem is there's no criteria. There's absolutely zero criteria written down on scoring. You should be able to, just like every other sport, right? So I got my education. I have a degree in physical education, right? And we have to learn about sports in order to teach them to other kids. So there's people, you're learning about sports that you've never seen before in your life. But you have criteria written in front of you so that if a game happens, like you can tell what the score is. You can tell who's winning.
Yeah.
There is nothing like that in MMA, right? There's no criteria. They say aggression, ring control, striking, and grappling. Those four elements are how you score the fight. But there's nothing written about what you're looking for in any of those elements, to my knowledge, unless they changed something recently. So you're just going off of four statements, and then there's no like, oh, well, this is what we mean by being aggressive. There's no like detailed things. You should be able to take a person off the street who's never seen the sport, have them read the rule set, and they should be able to say who's winning the fight. They should be able to say that. It should be that easy. It's that way in football. You know, oh, they made a first down. Oh, they made a touchdown. Okay, like it's pretty easy. Like there's nuance in certain things where you need the judges to help guide things, but like it should be pretty obvious through the rules and the criteria based on those rules. But we don't have that. I think that's by design. I think that's by design because it gives the promoter more opportunity to manipulate things and, you know, profit for themselves.
Do you feel like in judging and just fights period, there should be like a replay system? Like maybe not for, that's hard to say kind of because, well, like a good example, Ben Askren and Robbie Lawler's fight, whenever Robbie like gave a thumbs up or whatever, you feel like they should maybe like replay that and see if maybe he did or not, and that should be how it's decided.
I mean, even in a replay situation, there's no. I mean, what's the criteria for that to be overturned?
No, I guess that's true.
You know, you ask. I mean, like the replay maybe, but like if there's no criteria to judge things off of, right? So in the NFL, if they want to question a call, then they go back and they say, okay, well, did the guy actually have two hands on the ball and whatever? There's criteria they can check. Okay, we're looking at it and we can check the list. All those things happen when we replay the video. Like we don't have that at all. So like, what's the call? What's the purpose of the replay at that point?
Yeah,
you can see with fouls, or if somebody threw an illegal knee and the ref was trying to call it, or if there was an intentional eye poke, something like that. Well, at least then there's actually some kind of criteria behind what happens in a groin strike, what happens in an eye poke. There's a little bit of criteria there.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're up next for the Bellator welterweight championship, or do you feel like maybe?
I think I make the absolute most sense. I haven't lost a fight since 2014. I'm the defending World Series fighting champ. I beat Roy McDonald. Everybody else in the top, top 10, top 20 of the welterweight weight class in the Bellator organization fought in that tournament, and everybody lost except for Lima and me.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it doesn't make any more sense to have me fight that fight. Say I win the fight and then Rory wins against Larkin. I think this is my prediction. What should happen? I think Rory should either fight Larkin, or if Larkin loses to who he's fighting, I can't remember who he's fighting, but like one of those guys, right? So Rory wins a fight, I win this fight, then that makes sense for a rematch. If I lose the fight to Lima, then it makes sense for a third fight between Lima and Rory also. So I think the storylines play out best if this happens for everybody.
How do you feel MVP fits into the title picture?
He doesn't. Fight a name. Fight somebody who actually has a picture when they have a instead of just the shadow pic. They don't even have the picture of the guy he's fighting. Come on.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to push him, but not pushing him in the right way.
I mean, it's hard to do because it's like you do need to build the guys. You need to build guys, but at the same time, like it's hard to do when like the merit of the whole sport's kind of been like dissolved, and it's just really kind of pro wrestling at these stages.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of doing the MVP like how the UFC was doing to Darren Till a little bit, just shooting him up the rank or trying to give him fights and stuff like that. But then once he fought somebody, he got finished back-to-back times.
And that's my argument. That's what I keep saying. Like it's not a sport. It's not a sport. No other sport in the world operates in the way that the promoter or the event organizer controls title and exclusive contracts. Nobody does that. It's not a sport. It's a production. It's pro wrestling. It is pro wrestling. They just don't have predetermined outcomes. That's it.
Yeah. I know you said you're not going to fight besides a title shot, but how many fights are left on the Bellator contract?
2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Maybe 3, yeah.
Oh, there we go. You got to get that title shot so we can get some defenses in.
Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, I have no problem. I mean, I like Bellator. Like my comment about pain is a knock on them. It's a knock on the system.
Yeah.
Right? I've busted my ass 17 years. I put a lot of work into this sport, and you're telling me that, you know, fighters are only worth what we're worth right now? Really? Like, this is what we've progressed to? Yeah, you got fights on ESPN and shit, and the highest paid fighter ever in the sport is Conor McGregor. He made like $5 million for that fight in New York.
Yeah,
like, we're getting robbed.
Yeah, I feel like y'all should get no. I mean,
and it's frustrating, and I don't know how much more of this I can take. Like I have issues with getting into coaching and stuff in the sport because it's just like, why am I going to become a pimp and start pimping out younger guys, knowing that they're getting fucked over and screwed, and be okay with it?
Yeah. Do you feel like MMA fighters should be paid more than boxers? I feel like they put
I
themselves
believe
up.
we should have a free market where we can find out what our actual market value is, rather than having it controlled by primarily one organization.
Yeah.
They through our court findings and stuff through the lawsuit, like you see, they projected they were maintaining a 19% of the cut going to the fighters of event revenue. We don't even know of the rest, the other half of the revenue, just of the event revenue. They're projecting. They were designing what they were doing in their structure to make sure the fighters never made more than 19%.
Was that the lawsuit against Sufa?
Yeah. So I mean, they know what they're doing. But we have you guys in the ESPN. We have all these deals. And the pay just hasn't risen because we don't have free agency. We don't have free agency, and the manipulation and the conflict of interest that the promoters have controlling the titles is just, it's suppressing wages.
Do you feel like we should be able to have crossover fights between promotions?
The titles should be independently controlled. It shouldn't be a promoter controlling it, just like with boxing. Right? Yeah. WBC, WBO, like the U.S. government decided in the late 1800s that it was unnecessary for promoters to control rank, title, and exclusive contracts. That's when the athletic commissions started taking control of the titles, and then the athletic commissions created sanctioning bodies in like 1925, I think. So the title's been removed from boxing promoters since 1925. That's one of the main reasons why boxing's been so successful. Because you can't have that monopolization of talent and the titles, which the UFC has currently.
Who do you feel like is the best pound for pound fighter in the world?
I mean,
right now, not all time.
Right now, yeah, not all time. All time probably GSP, but like right now, man, Holloway is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you think he finishes Alex tonight?
I don't know. That's going to be a really good test because this guy's tough. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be one of those things that like just solidifies his position. I think how good he is. And he's just a great champ too, all around.
Yeah. Do you believe he's the featherweight GOAT or Aldo or somebody else?
Man, it's hard to say. Aldo was a monster for so long. You know,
I think 10 undefeated years.
Yeah, and then Holloway is a monster too. But there's a lot to be said about competition, and I think maybe the 145-pound weight class filled out more in the later years. So like, there may be tougher. He might have fought tougher guys just because of that.
Yeah. How do you see the 245 going tonight?
I don't know. So I have a podcast, Jon Fitch Knows Nothing. I covered some of this stuff Friday. But I think Colby beats Usman. I think Nunes more than likely wins the fight at Randome. Depends if she can keep the distance and be a sniper. If Randome can be a sniper, maybe. Yeah. Like if he gets into a brawl or she can't keep range.
Yeah, yes, she's a talented kickboxer too. So I mean,
yeah, no, she's good. Yeah. She trained at AK for a while. She's knocked out a number of at least 3 guys training, right? Like, she wobbled Luke Rockhold once.
Oh,
kicked him in the chin, just clipped him here, and he's like, but like, she's gotta play that game and keep that range. Because if you put the pressure on her and get close to her and wrestle her, she's gonna have problems.
Yeah. What about
Nunes is she's a gorilla. I mean, not to be.
Yeah, she's easily the best female fighter I've ever seen.
And you know what? I wish I would have wrote it down or something, but I called this watching her fight in Strikeforce freaking years ago. I was like, wow. It's like this girl. Watch her. She's the one. Nobody's gonna touch her when the time comes. But she's been on a tear since.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really has
next
touched her.
Holloway fight. That's gonna be a good one too. So I think Holloway probably is cleaner and good cardio, good everywhere, clean, smooth, composed. I think I'm leaning towards him winning this fight, but you can never count out a Russian.
Oh yeah, and all it takes is one punch too in MMA, or any combat sport. But what about Uriah Faber and Peter Yan?
Man, I'm pulling for the old guy, of course. Yeah, Peter, he had a great comment. He says, "Man, I'd love to knock him out, but I don't know if I can because he's got two chins."
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
Good. But yeah, stud, man. So it's gonna be fun. It'll be a fun one. But I don't know, man. Youth versus age and treachery.
And experience too.
Yeah, experience.
Do you feel like all the
treachery and experience are the same thing?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. How do you feel about? Do you think Aldo made a good weight cut, or do you feel like it might have been too much?
I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. I'm worried about him because he didn't look good.
He didn't look. I feel like he didn't look good at first, but at the weigh-in and then the face-off, he looked all right. Well compared to when he first started cutting weight.
Yeah, I guess I didn't watch any video stuff of the weigh-in stuff. I saw some pictures of him close to weight, and it just didn't look. Yeah.
Yeah, I know his face.
I've been around weight class sports my whole life, pretty much. I started wrestling at 9.
Yeah.
So, I've seen guys kind of do things the wrong way, and but he's got everything working right, and he's made the cuts right, and he's got people that are telling the truth around him.
Yeah.
That's the worst case scenario. Is he's got this idea, and he's surrounded by yes men. He's like, you know what? I got a great idea, guys. I'm gonna cut to 135. And they're like, oh yeah, that's great. It's crazy.
And it's a tough opponent too. Marlon could put him to sleep at any given second.
He's a monster, man. He's Marlon. I call him Babyface. Looks like he's 16.
That might be why he grew the beard out.
Yeah.
It's just this whole card is actually top to bottom, even prelims and early prelims and everything is pretty good.
Yeah, but also they put a card together that's good.
Yeah, but anyway, back to you. What got you into MMA? First starting training and actually wanting to fight.
I wrestled, so I went to Purdue University, and I had watched fight stuff on and off here and there. But I went to college to wrestle, and I was on my way to get my degree and go to be a teacher and a coach. And then I met Mark Coleman. I met Gary Goodrich. Tom Erickson was one of my coaches at Purdue. He was one of my assistant coaches, and they were fighting in Pride in Japan. And they would come to train, and they would tell stories, and I would jump into training with them just because it was an alternative workout. It was fun and crazy, funny stories. Japanese gangsters, Brazilian prostitutes, all kinds of good. I was just, holy fuck, man, this is your life? It was like some kind of crazy adventure movie. And I was like, man, it was totally just a different world, different planet from anything I had thought was real. And then I started student teaching, and I was like, holy fuck, I don't want to do this.
What grades were you trying to teach?
It was PE, so it was K through 12, right? So I had to do half my time with high school kids and half my time with grade school kids. The grade school kids were actually the better ones.
Yeah, but they're actually wanting to be active.
It was way funner, yeah. They were involved. They wanted to do the games. They didn't care what the game was. They were playing. The high school kids are like pickleball, and then you got a week of them kicking around and being assholes. Which I totally get. It was like, I don't want to teach you this. You don't want to learn it, but like we're stuck doing it. And that was part of the reason why I was like, I don't want to do this, because like the teachers, they were mostly soulless because that's what they had to deal with all the time. It's like there was no passion in what they were teaching because it was garbage and it was forced upon them. And the kids didn't want to learn it because it was garbage to them. So it was like there's this huge disconnect. Nobody wanted to be there. So I was like, I don't want to go down that road. These guys are doing this fight thing. Sounds kind of fun. So I went down that road. I luckily, did some things right, and I didn't have any student loans coming out of college. So like I had some freedom to go and to play around.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, what?
That got me started, I guess.
What was I about to say? Damn, I was about to say something good, but I can't remember now. But well, anyways, that's like all the questions I have for you today. You got anything you want to say or shout out anybody? Oh, I remember now. You said you didn't want to coach, or you didn't want to pimp out the kids. But what would it take for you to get into coaching once you retire?
So like that's kind of one of the things I'm working on now. Is I'm taking more of like a self-defense type of mindset on it, and I'm gonna try to put together something here in San Jose in January at AKA for more of like safe self-defense structure program. I have Fitch Smash, which is a fighting system that I've created, which is defense, combatives, MMA stuff put together, and I would feel better about helping people like defend themselves than sending out some kid to go get beat up to make me money and make some promoter money. Yeah,
I feel that. But well, anyways, I was wrapping it up, and if you got anything you want to say, you want to shout out anybody or anything like that, you can
people can check out jonfitch.net and see everything I got going on. I got technique videos and stuff up on Patreon. I do podcasts, and I do another podcast, and I put up technique videos, all kinds of stuff on YouTube. So just go to jonfitch.net, check it out, and sign up for the newsletter.
All right, man. I'm about to do it now. but all right, man. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Like I said, it was an honor, and we'll have to do it again sometime. Maybe you have me on the podcast if I get my followers up.
Yeah.